Hello everybody, my name is Love. Today I'm here with my friend. State your name and what you played.
Joe Fierro, and I played Vanquish Soul.
Yep. He got top 5 at the regional in Minneapolis, and it was his first ever regional top. And what did you play?
Vanquish Soul, just straight up Vanquish Soul with a small cash package, pretty much.
That's good. All right. Do you want to see, or see what
show it off.
played here?
All right, so main deck, rosin, 3 of them. They're heart and soul of deck. If you don't see them, you're not going to have a good time. These are kind of necessary to keep playing. If you don't get to them, you kind of just lose. So I got to play 3 of them. 2 Mad Love. She's not the greatest starter, but she can get you to the trap, and the trap is really important, so it's good for that. And she's just a dark, and she's a name, so something you can start with as well. And then 2 Pantera. A lot of people just play 1. I like 2 for the fact that I play small worlds in the deck, and if you have 1 already out of the deck, you can still use the other one to bridge into something else. Pretty much everything can bridge into something else with small world, so I just like playing at least 2 of every name for that reason. And on top of that, just you kind of need something to start with to normal summon. This is a special summon, so if you kind of get stuck, you can extend. 2 Xiaolong, probably second most important card in the deck after rosin, just because Xiaolong can special summon itself after you reveal. So it's just a good extender and just an amazing effect. Sometimes you can just change a battle position or something and steal games. Otherwise, you're usually trying to reveal 2 fires to search, and you can do that quick effect every turn. So really good. 2 of the Border. Border is amazing. Draw 1 every turn if you have a dark in hand to reveal, or you can also burn. Good for time, and just overall, just a really great card. I won at least 1 game just with Border burn and the trap card burning. So great card, amazing card. Thought about playing 3, but 2's fine. Caesar, kind of the boss monster. It's a little hard to get his effect off because you got to have all 3 attributes in hand. But if you can get all 3 attributes, this is a non-target pop every turn. He can also bounce just like Border can to dodge, so just really good. It's kind of your boss monster. You don't go into the extra deck too much. And that's it for the Vanquish Soul monsters. And then play 3 Fenrir, honorary Vanquish Soul monster. He's an Earth. He can search for another Earth, or he can search for the Fire. And then we all know what Fenrir does. He's just amazing. So he helps you kind of get through boards when you're going second. And hand traps. Dimension Shifter. It's really good, especially against Ryziel Fiendsmith. Kind of shuts down the Fiendsmith engine, and then if you can get their names off the board, their extenders won't work anymore because everything gets banished, and they need to have 4s on field and grave to use the extenders, so D-Shifter actually works really good against them as well for that. Just 2 Ash, and then 2 Ghost Spell. If I could find more room, I'd probably play 3 of each, but it's getting a little... You know, you don't really want to go past 40 because you really need to see rosin. If you don't see rosin, you're going to lose, so I don't really want to play any more than 40. I tried playing 41 at one point, and I didn't like it. So I main deck 2 of these just because it's Earth. At the very least, you can use it as a reveal target for Caesar to protect himself, or for Border to burn, etc., etc. But I was really afraid of the Malice matchup, probably more than I was afraid of the Ryziel matchup. Just Malice, non-target banish is just really good against my deck. So if they go first, this is kind of an option if I see it to kind of keep me in the game. Otherwise, I just lose. 1 of each of the Bestials, the best ones, Magnamut and Jerusalem. Magnamut can search for Druis or Caesar. So that's nice, kind of having that utility. And Jerusalem just kind of helps you out the detonator, kind of self-explanatory, and it's really good against Fiendsmith engine as well. For the techs, something I played a little different is play 1 Dogran, 1 Karkara. The reason for Dogran is it's a fire, so you can reveal it. Arguably your best Vanquish Soul card effects are the Rosin, non-target pop in that zone, and Zhao Long to search. So you want to play more fires if you can. And then the other reason for Dogran is it has the lowest defense. And Mad Love's second effect is it can non-target bounce the monster on the field with the lowest defense back to their owner's hand. So if you give them this, and then if you're able to activate the second effect, you can just put this right back in your hand. So really good synergy with that. And it's kind of just a really good way to out-detonate her. Karkuri, I played one of that, or Karkura. I just played one because I feel like this is better against the Malice matchup. If you're going into a Malice board that's established, when they go full extension on your turn, almost everything ends with an effect that activated. So you can just tribute everything off and then summon this. Ideally, that would be the best way to use it, but it never came up. Spells. 3 Stake Your Soul. It is the best Vanquish Soul spell. That is not a Vanquish Soul spell, very unfortunate, but it is the best one. Lets you summon from the deck. Probably my second favorite spell, Small World. Pretty much everything can bridge into something else. Almost any monster can bridge into another monster with Small World. So it was very helpful, extremely useful. I would play 3, but I don't want to see too many of them because it is a hard once per turn. But man, it was really great. I tried playing Durendal, but going into established boards, if you try to equip Durendal with something, they usually just get it off the board somehow, and then you just kind of lose that card. Where this is, you know, you're either going to get it ashed or it's going to go off, and you're going to find the card that you need. So really like Small World. Small World was amazing. One Rhoda just searches out the Rosin, kind of have to play it. One Pot of Desires. This deck struggles with getting enough resources. You have to always reveal names in hand. So you kind of need attributes. There is no like true one card like top deck. Like you can't just top deck this in a grind game and then be able to start playing again, because you just search with search with this and then what? You're kind of just stuck. So you kind of need a way to get more resources, and this is it. You don't really mind banishing things as long as you don't banish like all your Rosins. You're still good. One triple attack. Just amazing. Just amazing, this format. It's really useful. Just all the utility, peeking in your opponent's hand, stealing monsters, drawing 2 cards. I mean, card's amazing. So you kind of have to play at least one.
It's a need in this format now.
Yeah, pretty much. You got to play it. Another tech is the enemy controller. I played it as kind of like a joke at first, just because it's like, it's Vanquish Soul, it's a video game. Enemy controller, it's a video game controller, but it actually works really good. It's a really great card. They detonate or try to pop something, you distribute it and target the detonator, so they're just going to have to end up popping their own detonator, and you kind of win that exchange. So and then just the utility of being able to change the battle position of cards too. Like, I've been nibbed before, and I had nib in this, or I got nibbed and these were the 2 cards I had. So I used this to take control of their Nibiru, and then I went to battle phase, attacked them with Nibiru, and then used this to change the token to attack, and attack for game. It's just, the utility is amazing with Econ. Just a really good card. And the last card in the deck, Snow Devil. It's like your trump card. You kind of want to save it for last. A lot of decks will just force you to use it. You don't set a lot of back roll, so most people will force it out immediately. But if you get all attributes, it's a board wipe. It makes your monsters just immune to destruction for the whole turn. Not even just the ones that you currently control. It's just all Vanquish Soul monsters. So even if you summon something after this goes off, it's still protected. And it's probably the best support that the deck got. Too bad they didn't get any more.
And that's 40 cards in the main?
Yep, 40 in the main.
All right.
Just can't really play too much more than that.
Yeah.
If you don't see the Rosin, it's not a good game.
Alright, so then we got your extra deck.
Yep. So extra deck, 3 rock. This is the only extra deck monster that we have. Kind of have to play 3. If you get hit with Unicorn and you're playing 2, it just really hurts. So you got to play 3 of them. one Dark Charmer, and then one Fire Charmer. You play Darks, you play Fires. Sometimes you steal stuff from the grave that could be very important. Sometimes you just steal something from the grave to just make an SP Little Knight, but you kind of have to play those just because they help you in like a simplified game state. SP, just SP Little Knight. It's an amazing card. I didn't really make it too much, but still an amazing option to have. Just too much utility there. One of this one. The Underworld Goddess mostly is just because I don't want to get stuck in a situation where I'm playing against a deck that plays towers. If you can make a big beat stick that's unaffected, my deck has virtually no way to get any attack boost. The most damage I can get is 3k. I can't really increase anybody's attack in any way. So if you have an unaffected monster, this is kind of my only way to deal with it. A little tough, but it's the only option. One Exton, one Flare Metal, Steel Games. Some decks kind of have trouble outing it without burning themselves too much first, so if you're in a crunch, this can really help you win the game last minute. This one I made the most is Big Eye. Big Eye permanently stealing a monster is amazing. A lot of people don't see it coming. Fenrir can just make Big Eye by going in Rise Heart, and if you don't deal with it, I'm just going to keep stealing your stuff. So Big Eye is amazing. Love Big Eye. One Zeus doesn't really come up too much, but it's a good option to have. So, and a lot of the extra deck space is free anyway, so why not play it? Probably the best choice was to play two of these.
Two Typhon.
It outs the Desiree if they do the whole thing, because they'll be too powerful to activate its effects. And then it also just outs Detonator. So in a bind, this is your way out of it. Just probably a really good card that really helps with those tough matchups. Last two synchros. Chaos Angel did come up. I did steal someone's Lurie or Lacrima, and then I synchroed it off with one of my Bystials, and this was basically immortal, and then they just couldn't beat it, so stole the game like that. And then the idea behind this was, if I'm in a really tough spot and I don't have a way to get to like the Doggerand or something, but I potentially have one of my hand traps and a Fenrir, I could just special summon Fenrir, normal hand trap, and make this. And then this on its own, if you have stuff banished, kind of beats the Detonator by itself, and it also protects itself from getting popped by banishing, and then it has the banish effect. So in theory, it's really good. I just never actually got to make it.
All right, and to your side deck.
Yep. Side deck, Lancia, Malice is probably the matchup that I'm the most afraid of, so this just shuts them down. Plus, you can small world into this very easily through several different ways. So Lancia is amazing for that. Molchumi, Perulia. I think the second worst matchup for me is the Ryziel, and this really helps against the Ryziel probably more than Full Ross would, just because if you drop Full Ross on them, they can just end with like Detonator Pass, and you're not really getting a lot of advantage off it. But if you drop this on them, they're gonna at least summon a few times to where you get some pluses, or you just stop them altogether. 3-dimension barrier, same reason. Ryziel's just a tough matchup. This kind of stops them in their tracks. So three's a good number for that. 2 Soul Drain, Malice hate again. Pretty much all my extra deck is just Malice and Ryziel hate. Soul Drain just shuts them down altogether. If they can't out it, they just can't play through it really. 2 evenly match. Going second is tough for this deck, so kind of have to play some board breakers. Probably not a good idea playing evenly match when Lancias are out right now. Some people have sided Lancia against me because they know I play Bystials, and I'm like, it doesn't really make sense, but it could stop evenly match, so might not be a good idea to keep playing it. There can only be one. Just an amazing card. There's a reason why it's at 1. It stops the Fiendsmith, pretty much in their tracks, and it also hurts Raziel a lot. And Malice, obviously, they can only have one Cybers, is not really good for them either. And last one but not least, the Harpies Feather Duster. Once again, going second sucks. If they set up a lot of back row on you, Feather Duster might be your only way out of it, so gotta play one. And that's the deck.
Yeah, and that is the whole deck for Joe. You want to do any shout outs or?
Shout out to Highlander Emblem, great shop. Jeff runs the OTS tournaments there. Amazing guy, great judge, and he's taught me a lot about the game in the few years I've known him. So shout out to him, shout out to Highlander.
All right, well, thank you again, Joe. And we're kind of a bit of on time, but thank you again for coming in today to do the deck profile. For the channel, I'll definitely try to put out more stuff for you guys for deck profiles and as well as other matchups as well. But yeah, congratulations, Joe, again for your first ever regional top with Vanquish Soul.
Thank you.
So thank you again, everybody. Thanks to everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you again.